We are covering STARRCADE 1992 today. It's been a bad show so far.
It's getting better, though.
Not bit to get over. It's the worst match on the card.
Yeah.
Might be the worst match of the year. It's the NWA champion Masachono versus the Great Muta. There is no reason this match should have been bad. It's
a lot of arm stuff and sort of I'm in pain stuff.
There's not really any wrestling moves that are big in any way. And they say when Muta comes out, they go, from the land of the rising sun, Tokyo, Japan, the Great Muta. And then out comes Masachono. They say, and his opponent from Tokyo, Japan, NWA heavyweight champion.
Land of the rising sun.
I like the fact that they're like, land of the rising sun, very Japanese, like Muta. Modern, not very Japanese, Masahiro Chono. Just a strange. Now, these guys, they would have a rematch at the New Japan Tokyo Dome card, the big card of the year, the version of WrestleMania at the time, the early January card, where Muta would win the NWA World title from Chono. So what you get here is you get a lot of sort of booking where WCW are putting this show on and they're putting this match on to showcase these guys. But all it is so that they can go back to Japan and say, we were on the big American card.
Right.
What they aren't doing is going, we'd like the big moments on our shows. So the fact that they have this match and then whatever it is, 8 days later, Muta wins the belt. It's just crazy. They could have got a big pop if Muta had won it in America. But instead they go, well, let's just have this and everyone can see it. And then you guys can have the proper match that everybody wants. You know, just silly. So bad. And so all they're doing here really is spinning their wheels. Muta doesn't want to look weak. He doesn't want to lose comprehensively in front of the American fans who know him. Masachono is aware that he is going to lose to Muta in a few days anyway, so what does it matter? And it just doesn't work. There's too much politics behind the scene affecting the matches that we're seeing here. It's a really, really bad match. Jesse Ventura is, again, with Jim Ross, trying to get something going. So he goes, what do they call a Boston crab in Japan? That's actually quite an interesting question.
Yeah.
The reality is it probably is an American move, so they probably call it a Boston crab.
Yeah.
You know, Jesse pauses and he goes, Hiroshima crab. Huh? What do you think? And Jim Ross is just like,
that was offensive, I think.
6, 5, 4, 3... Masachono there with an arm lock, you know, just hanging in the air. I would say after Jesse says Hiroshima crab, what do you think? I think it's the longest period of silence in any wrestling show.
I think they call it Hiroshima crab in Japan, Ross. What do you think?
The legs grapevine there now. He's got Chono in a situation that I'm sure Chono wishes was reversed.
Unified Tag Team Champions Ricky Steamboat and Shane Douglas versus Barry Windham and Brian Pillman. Look, Pete, this is the stuff.
This is the stuff.
This is the stuff. Here is a match with an angle, finally. Very simple angle. These two teams don't like each other, and they both want either to retain or to steal the belt.
It ramped up nicely, had a really nice finish. Like, it just, I can't get back in the ring. I can't get back in the ring.
That end. Now, that's Barry Windham trying to reach over the top rope.
Yeah.
Long and rangy Texan Barry Windham trying to reach over, and he basically sort of goes far enough that he tips, but not far enough that he hits his head.
Yes.
And it's just a desperate reach.
Yeah.
And honestly,
it made the finish so much better.
Doesn't it? You know, Barry Windham is really good in this match. And he's sort of an underrated guy. There was always the sense that Barry Windham would be the world champion at some point. And it went on from the mid-80s until the sort of early 90s. And then it became clear that he was never going to get there. He may be up there in the wrestlers who were the best ever non-world champions. The guys who were closest to taking it. There are numerous occasions they could have given it to him over the years, and it just never, ever quite happened. In this match, you get an impression of how good he would have been in that role. So here, he's the elder statesman. I know Steamboat is obviously, an elder statesman, but he isn't the heel, so he's not, if you like, driving the narrative of the match. And what you get here is you get this sort of rangy, lank-haired, late-period Barry Windham, like an old gunslinger who is beginning to start at the beginning of the end. And there's a desperation to him where he's going to go further than everyone else. He's going to be meaner. He's canny. He's an old veteran. But at the same time, he's got all the physical attributes. He spends this entire match doing the best job of a heel, which is continually falling over, being chucked over the ropes, landing on his back. He is he's like just he cannot stop working in this match. There's a bit I loved so much where he's been beaten up for ages and ages and ages and ages, and he tags out to Brian Pillman, and Barry Windham just slowly goes to the outside of the ring like, I am absolutely exhausted. And Pillman immediately throws Steamboat over the top and then starts arguing with the referee. And Barry Windham's like, I have to go down there now. And I have to go and beat him up behind the referee's back. And you see him just go, and I think it's part of the performance.
Yeah.
He's got this so right. And like a sort of slow, long cat, he just sort of goes down on the floor and trudges over, and he gets Steamboat and throw, nice, like he's a weary gunslinger.
Yeah.
I think it's such a good performance. This one of the best Barry Windham matches I've seen in years, and I really, really enjoyed everything he did.
As soon as Steamboat rocks up, it just gets better, doesn't it? This just can't have a bad match.
He cannot have a bad match. He's incapable of it. And there's a good thing here of two veterans and two younger guys. Brian Pillman is totally sort of rejuvenated by having this heel run, which has just started, and he's beginning to find his way. He will have essentially this heel stroke arrogant babyface run for the rest of his career.
Right.
Shane Douglas is there as the babyface. He's the up and comer. And surprisingly, he's not annoying because he's so good in this match. When they come out, Steamboat and Douglas do have an annoying sort of thing where they high-five each other's forearms at the start. But watching that in the COVID era, I was sort of like,
that's quite sick. Oh.
Yeah, that is what we do now.
It is what we do. I liked Jesse Ventura saying, Shane Douglas, you know who his idol is? Rush Limbaugh.
I know.
And I was like, what? Where's that come from?
I think it's the second time we've seen him do a show where he says, you know who his idol is, and it's some right-wing person.
Yes.
And he's just
pointing out.
He did it with Brian Pillman before, with someone else, and he was just like, he likes Adolf Hitler.
Just outing these wrong uns. I enjoy it. And Jim Ross is like, I like a bit of Limbaugh myself.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. Do you like Malcolm X? Because he's on my hat. Not so keen on the X-Men. I mean, what a good match. And this is actually one of the few matches as well where taking away the mats outside the ring, which Watts had done, to say, look, our guys are hard and we don't need mats, but also to make it look very different from WWE.
Yeah.
He didn't want people looking and going, I enjoyed that WWE show with Barry Windham the other day. What's good about this is what they call particle board, sort of like our MDF.
Right,
but it's not as good as MDF. It's quite flaky.
Yeah.
Well, it might be old MDF, stolen in a wet storehouse. And everyone is continually going out of the ring in this match. They're getting drop kicked off the side and banging into the guard rails, or they're just coming off the top rope and landing on their backs on the wood. And what's good about this is the wood is so sort of flaky.
Yeah.
Like when Shane Douglas gets up, he's got it all stuck on his back. And it looks really dirty and grimy. And it's like, yes, men fighting in the dirt. It's on an ice rink as well. There was an ice rink underneath.
Yeah, the Atlanta Knights play here, apparently.
Gotcha.
Small non-wrestling chat from Jim Ross.
Yeah.
Did used to be a ice rink.
There's always a sense that he's going, I would love to do real sports.
Yes, yeah.
Look how I could do this.
Look how I mentioned the hockey team.
Yeah, and the ice rink underneath where our men are fighting. There's a little bit where Ricky Steamboat, the referee turns his back and Ricky Steamboat gets a chair and he hits Barry Windham in the back of it. And Steamboat, it's a weird note for Steamboat, where Steamboat is the career good guy.
Yeah.
And there was no need for him to introduce a chair into it. It's not like they were fighting fire with fire and Windham and Pillman have used the chair again and again.
No,
he's just like, do you know what I might do? I might actually just hit him with a chair.
Like, you're the good guy.
Yeah, what are you doing,
Steamboat?
But as he runs over to him with it, instead of whacking him with it, he really, really stops as he gets there, and he's just like, tap. And it's an appallingly bad chair shot. Totally unwarranted. What's really unusual for a Ricky Steamboat match is this is the match where Steamboat does the least. Shane Douglas plays the babyface in peril. The other two are the heels, Pillman and Windham, do so much of the work. And it's just incredible that in a Steamboat match, there are three other people in there who outwork Steamboat. It's such a fun match. Absolutely loved it.
Cracking stuff.
I just would like to have seen Barry Windham with the belt.
Yeah.
I think this was such a good performance. I wanted to see a grizzled, tired Barry Windham holding up the belt and not really knowing what's happened.
It's never happened before.
He does this so well at the end where he's basically like, I am so tired and exhausted, I am just working on A, fumes, and B, my natural reaction. And I love that. He does it so well. So many people do that and it seems hammy. And in this, it seems like he got a concussion really early on and he's just sort of robotically using muscle memory. Yeah, it's a magic performance. Just really, really good. I was glad. I like to see that.
I like all statues. I think all statues should be pulled down.
One statue
Even the
that
good
shouldn't
ones.
be pulled down. There's one of Jazzy B from Soul to Soul outside Finsbury Park Station.
Oh, Thierry Henry outside the Arsenal Stadium.
There we go.
Keep them
And the one that Mohammed Al Fayed put up of Michael Jackson outside Fulham.
That got moved to the Football Museum, and then I presume it's now in storage.
I mean, it is weird that football go, yeah, that's part of our thing. Because it's of Michael Jackson. And he went to some football matches. But it's not like, I don't know, you can go to the NBA Hall of Fame and you go, there's the statue of Leonardo DiCaprio because he was there in the 1998
to be fair,
crowd
the
of the Bulls
WWE
victory.
Hall of Fame does that all the time. Kid Rock's in there, for example.
That is true. But I think we should probably reach out to Greg Valentine because I don't think people are reaching out to him to go,
Enough.
Can we license your image for things? And
Because he looks like a squashed paper bag.
we could have a Greg Valentine Japanese love doll.
Oh, like a love pillow.
Yes.
I wonder if is he on Twitter?
Yeah, not love doll. That would be expensive. And I'd argue we probably wouldn't see a return on our investment.
No, I just did. It's just a very detailed Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Good news, everybody. Somebody reached out regarding merchandising my likeness. What's it for, Greg? Let me just have a look.
Oh, God.
it says buttfuck doll. Then we have the King of Cable match, Peter. It's Sting versus Vader.
It's an interesting little pageant award that they get for this bad boy.
It is, yeah. Again, with the Battlebowl ring coming in, not sure we need another sort
new
of
concept.
non-title concept.
Yeah.
Especially because, we've got WCW World Belt and the NWA one, that's there as well. And the US title is being held up and we've got the unified tag belts. I mean, it's all quite a lot going
Needless.
on. This was a tournament that ran on TBS cable. I mean, nothing really to write home about, the whole thing. It is for a trophy, like you get in Japan when you win big matches and big tournaments. At this point, I was a bit like, get over Japan, Bill Watts.
Get over it, mate.
We know that they do it a different way. You don't have to bring everything that they do to WCW. It doesn't need to be done. But what's exciting about this, of course, is this was actually a good build for what would be the second major match that Sting and Vader would have on television or on pay-per-view after their Great American Bash match where Vader had absolutely leathered Sting. What a great match that was. As they come out, they sort of say, Sting versus Vader, and we have TV time remaining. They've forgotten about Battle Bowl, which, I mean, when you suddenly realise that, you go, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
That is a shame. And actually, this should definitely have been the main event. Knowing as well that it's not like Vader's going over, so it's going to end on a bad note. You know that Sting's going over. You make this the last fucking match. It's so easy. As a STARRCADE main event, people never talk about Sting versus Vader 2, if you like, as being a main event. And it should be. They should, on the network, they should just cut off the Battle Royal. They should end it with this.
Well, you wouldn't know it was coming.
Yeah.
Jim Ross.
This is proper superhero versus supervillain.
That's just Vader running into the corner and punching what he thinks is Sting, but he also gets Harley Race in the process as well. And I think that's even a bit of a botch, and Harley Race just sells it. It's brilliant.
There are a couple of weird moments in this match that sort of seem a bit inexplicable when you watch it back.
Sting drops Vader at one point, and it's like, he has toppled over there, hasn't he? And he's managed to rescue it, which is fair play.
Even at the end, there's Vader comes off the top turnbuckle with a splash, and he hits Sting with it, but he rolls off, and he's sort of annoyed with himself. And Harley Race is standing there going, come on, what are you doing? But not in a way like, make the pin.
He's
just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like that. And it's a strange one because Vader sort of just doesn't, again, it might be, they have to go after that, they go straight to the end bit.
Yeah.
And it's slightly like, oh, was he expecting the end bit to be there?
Right,
but Sting didn't get up, so he had to do a splash, and then he's a bit annoyed about it. It's hard to say. But what's true about this match, and you realise that watching back, that Vader and Sting were each other's career best opponents in America. They bring out the best in each other. Sting as the hero fighting against almost unimaginable odds. Vader as the unbeatable, terrifying monster who is destroying your heroes. I mean, it could not be better. And the two have great chemistry. It's hard to think of matches that Vader has that are better. And I don't think there are any matches that Sting has that are better than the ones he has with Vader.
Yeah.
The two of them, Vader is incredibly generous with Sting. There are big, long sections here where he's just like, Sting, you can beat me up. To the point where at one point Sting puts him on the turnbuckle and you think he's going for a superplex and Sting is like, I'm going to try a DDT. And he just DDTs him off the top. Doesn't protect him in any way. No. Vader's really lucky that he's just, his bottom basically pulls him out a bit further. Because Sting is just like, I'm going backwards with your head.
I would love to do a top turnbuckle splash.
Amazing,
I just have no concept of how you would do it without your knees just exploding.
Snoop Dogg did one on AEW Dynamite, and he did it, and he didn't go horizontal at all.
No,
he just jumped off essentially, and then sort of went flub down. His bottom was very prominently in the air when he landed, and it sort of made him look like he was going, "Ooh, ooh, you like this?" It was a bit strange. But the Sting really does use Vader at the points like a practice dummy. He's just chucking them all around. They do the bit where sort of Sting jumps and lands on these outside steel railings. The steel railings are getting a big push in this show.
Yes.
They are very much like that is the thing that devastates everyone. But what happens in the end is Vader comes off the top rope and Sting grabs him and sort of power slams him. They show it on the replay. Sometimes shouldn't show a replay because it really shows that Vader is bending down on the top rope so that he can go right over. And Sting barely touches him, and it doesn't look like a devastating move, but he pins him. And there's two things I love about this. One is that Sting has no face paint left.
Yes,
his hair has all gone
goes off
flat.
Yeah.
It obviously has taken a lot out of him. And so when he comes back in for the Battlebowl, for example, he just doesn't, he's not like making faces. He's just got locked face. Like if you got sunstroke and you were like, I'm not in the room. He's sort of got that across him. The other thing that's great is they bring Jesse Ventura out. Jesse is naturally the heel commentator, if you like. And he comes out and he puts Sting over in the ring. And he just goes, hell of a match. He says, a hell of a victory. Congratulations. Didn't think you could do it. And just stuff like that is so simple that you go, nobody thought you would do this. And what sort of massive, well done. Sting is just not very good in the mic. He's very charismatic when you see him without speaking. And as soon as he speaks, and maybe after this match, he is tired
knackered,
and stuff. Well, they sort of go, well, congratulations, you won this, what next? And he goes, well, now I'm going to try and do Battlebowl if you don't mind. It's just like, oh, no. Why did we do that?
Thank you very much. I just have one thing to say. One thing left tonight. And that's Battlebowl to make it a complete night 2 years in a row.
Unbelievable. If he can come back and win that trophy and win Battlebowl, that'll be a feat beyond belief.
Sting's 1992 is such a good year, and it's the year where he isn't in the title picture, where he is losing, quite a lot. But God, it's a good run. It's a good run. I mean, Vader's 1992 again, just brilliant, brilliant. I can't get enough of it.
Fantastic.
Larry Zbyszko just quickly comes out. He's been doing the drawings from the Lethal Lottery. Missy Hyatt's been taking them out, and Larry has to read them because he can't trust a woman to read.
Yeah.
He's then a bit sexist about women. He says, money leaves you, women leaves you. Women often leave you when the money leaves you, but the Battlebowl ring won't leave you.
Well, if the money goes, you might want to sell it. So that'll
Woman
probably
might
leave
steal it.
Woman might steal it.
Yeah, Mrs. Mutter may take it in a divorce. Tony Schiavone then takes us into, he says, look, we can have a look now at the making of the ring. We're not. It's CGI computer animation. I mean, it's not like the ring was made rotating in space.
No, exactly. And this sort of does it like that. And you sort of go, you realise this is not that realistic.
Yeah. I mean, for example, if you were pouring liquid metal into a mould, you would have the mould on a surface.
Yeah, you wouldn't have it floating in air because that would...
Anti-grav. If it was anti-grav, then the liquid metal wouldn't go in.
No, gravity wouldn't be there.
No, it would just go all over.
Oh, it'd go in your eyes.
Yeah, and what is it, a ring? No, it's a sort of weird splat or a sphere.
Yeah, I don't know what it would...
Probably a sphere. It's always spheres in anti-grav, isn't it? Not only has it been cast and is immediately cooled. It doesn't have to be burnished in any way to get the black off, but it's also got all the jewels in place as well. So, Tony Schiavone, you are full of shit. Absolute liar. I would like to see him get on his 83 Weeks podcast. Oh, is that him or is that... No, it might be Bischoff.
Right.
I think Tony Schiavone does have a podcast, but what he's never done is apologise to people for lying.
Maybe he thinks that 3D printing will get to a certain point where you can actually just do that.
There's no way you could have... Oh, Pete, that's it.
3D print the rings?
3D printing of Battlebowl rings.
But they have to be 3 times the size.
I'd love it if Sting prosecuted me, just saying, you are. I won this in Battlebowl, and it took a year for it to be done, and you are cheapening cheapening my experience. Sting comes out for Battlebowl. He looks very tired. And then Vader attacks him again. And I thought
Vader never stops.
Never stops. Unstoppable. And I was thinking, Sting must have been quite relieved just going, I can lie down and just get thumpy thumped.
Get it done.
Look, it's not a very exciting match, this. Battle Royals, you always get the impression with WCW that they just went, just go in there and have a Donnybrook. And there's no planning.
Yeah.
And it goes 14 minutes, which is also long.
Point.
Yeah, it's a bit grueling and the whole thing's a bit unflashy. People aren't doing set pieces. They're just going, you get out, no, I get out, no, you.
Think about something to do, make us watch.
The first two out are Van Hammer and Dan Spivey, and that annoyed the shit out of me.
Why?
Because I sat through that whole first match, and it's like Van Hammer and Dan Spivey, the team, they're going through to Battlebowl, and I'm like, they don't deserve to be there. And then they go out, and neither of them have eliminated anyone else.
No.
And I'm like, what's the fucking point of putting them through? They did nothing when they got there. You know, what a waste of everybody's time. It comes down to Barry Windham and the Great Muta, and again, Windham really good in this, really, really good. There's a bit where Muta is, over the ropes, and Barry Windham is desperately trying to get him out. And it's basic, but Windham does it so well. A lot of the time, people sort of go, ooh, I'm pushing you under, ooh, I'm pushing you under. Whereas Windham is bouncing the top rope and sort of going, get the fuck out. Loved it. Really, really strong. He just looks brilliant here. He looks tired. He looks concussed.
Grizzly.
He looks grizzly, and he looks, most importantly, like he might do it.
Yeah.
And if he does it, he's going to collapse in the ring. And I think there's a part of me that goes, if they had let him win this, he could have become, in 1993, a much bigger star than he was at that moment. What happens is Muta goes over the top, he skins the cat and comes back in, and he does one drop kick and two drop kick, and Barry Windham is like, and out he goes. And it's a real surprise sort of end. You go, that was just a drop kick.
I know.
He took one and he was like, I'm on my back. He takes the second, he's like, I'm over there. And I sort of didn't mind it. I was like, oh, that's really good. And Windham does, again, do it well. This is such a good show for Barry Windham. He's so good on it. The only thing he does wrong in the entire thing is during his tag team champion match, Brian Pillman is lying on the floor and Barry Windham tries to get him up and he just begins smacking him on the tits. And Brian Pillman's got that thing of going, I'm totally dead on the floor. And the first slap, he's like, fucking, and he's up. And he's like, much too hard.
It again.
It stings. It's right on my boobs. Muta is great. And they give Muta a big, people are really excited to see it. Again, I think this is a sop to New Japan,
right?
Which is you come over and your guys will look spectacular ahead of your big show, where you'll be, using some of our guys. But this is us saying, look, you can work with us. Look, we're willing to push your big guys. We're not always going to have WCW people win. But there seems to be, with the New Japan deal, I mean, Masa Chono beat Rick Rude in the finals for the NWA title. You will have Muta winning this. There seems to be a bit of one-way traffic here. And it's just because Bill Watts is so enamoured with the Japanese strong style and the fighting spirit and all of that, I think. He's a baddish choice, Muta, because he's not a guy who's going to be on TV week after week, where he can say, I've got my Battlebowl ring.
Yeah.
They've done all this stuff about the fucking ring and how important it is, and then they give it to someone and go, you might see him twice in the next 6 months.
And also, he doesn't look like the kind of character who wear a ring. He's like, he's just like a spooky man, isn't he?
And he's not going to go back to Japan and go, I'm the IWGP champion, got big matches coming up, but I won this
ring
in an 8-man battle royal. But let me tell you, involved people like Van Hammer and Dan Spivey. Couldn't be better. And that's the end of STARRCADE 1992. The tag match and the main event of Sting versus Vader
was good.
Oh, so good.
Very good.
So good. Really, really good fun. And STARRCADE-worthy matches as well.
However, since he is my son, he catches a lot of flack and he has to go the extra mile. And let's let everybody at home see what our investigation has revealed, and then they can be the judge. But right now, you got a great event. Let's hook them up.
Thank you very much, Cowboy Bill Watson.